Today, we're going to dive into a pretty powerful modern parable called The Garbage Eater. It's a story that really makes you think about some tough questions. Questions about freedom, addiction, and what it even means to be happy. So let's get into it. Okay, so let's meet our first character, Salis Lux. He's a man who lives a very routine, very comfortable life. But he's also aware that too much comfort, well, it can get in the way of living a life with real purpose. And on this particular day, his whole routine is about to get completely shattered. Salis is just out for a walk when he stumbles upon something truly shocking in a dark alley. He sees a young boy, we later learn his name is Seuss, and he's eating trash. But here's the thing that's so disturbing. He's not doing it out of desperation. He's doing it with this strange, almost ecstatic joy. The sight is so jarring it just hits Salis in waves. First shock, then sorrow, and finally, this deep sense of compassion. And this, right here, is the central question of the entire story. Salis just can't wrap his head around what he's seeing. I mean, it goes way beyond hunger or poverty. What could possibly drive someone to not only choose decay, but to find actual joy in it? So when Salis finally goes up to him, Suss's explanation is just baffling. He says he's not starving, not even hungry. This is just what he does. It's what he was taught to do as a kid, and you know what? He likes it a lot. So this isn't about survival. It's become a core part of his identity. Salis, he just can't walk away. He can't accept that this is the boy's destiny. He feels like he has to intervene, to offer Suss a real alternative, a way out of the darkness of that alley. And let's be really clear about what Suss is choosing here. The alley is a world of rot, of shadows. The pleasure he gets from the garbage, yeah, it's immediate, it's intense, but it's also gone in a flash. It's a fleeting high that's tied directly to his own self-destruction. And then you have what Salis is offering, the complete opposite, a life of stability, health, and what the story calls enduring joy. It's a world of peace, of potential. I mean, on paper, the choice seems like a total no-brainer, right? And look, Salis isn't just making some empty promise. He's got a solid plan. He gives Salis a safe home, real healthy meals. He even hires a private tutor. And maybe most important of all, he shares his own time and wisdom with the boy. He's offering him the whole foundation for a brand new life. So Salis accepts the offer. And for a little while, everything seems to be going great. The boy seems happy, he's learning things, they've got this new healthy routine down. But pretty soon, Salis starts to realize that something is seriously wrong just beneath the surface. You can see how it plays out. The first month, Salis is all in, he's joyful, he's engaged. By month 2, they've got a great routine going with learning and laughter. But by month 3, that initial hope starts to wear off. Salis just knows in his gut that something isn't right. It all starts with a sound. In the dead of night, after the whole house has gone quiet, Salis, who's a light sleeper, hears it, the faint creak of the front door. He hears Seuss sneaking out, night after night, and his heart just sinks because he knows exactly where that boy is going. And this is where things get really weird, psychologically speaking. Salis decides to confront him, but not about sneaking out. He just asks him, "Are you happy?" And Suss's answer is immediate. It's emphatic. "Yes, I'm very happy. I've never been happier." So what on earth does happiness even mean to him? Is it this new, peaceful life? Or is it something else? At this point, Salis has to see it for himself. He follows Salis right back to that same dark alley, and the sight is just devastating. There's Salis, well-dressed, educated, loved, completely lost in a trance, eating garbage like nothing has changed at all. When Salis finally shouts his name, the boy snaps out of it, almost like he's waking up from a beautiful dream. So, this confrontation, this is it. This is the climax of the whole story. And it's not just about Salis being disappointed. This is the moment where the parable's big idea, the idea of choice, is laid out for everyone to see. Salis makes this really powerful plea. He tells Seuss, look, your past, how you were raised, that doesn't have to be your future. Nothing is tying you to that past except you. He's literally offering him the idea of free will, right here and now. But Seuss's reply just cuts right through all that beautiful logic. He doesn't argue. He just says his simple, powerful truth. Eating garbage brings him so much pleasure, and he wants to keep feeling it. And he even admits he knows it's going to kill him. This, right here, is the raw voice of addiction. Okay, so the choice couldn't be clearer. On one side, you've got a life of real joy, growth, and freedom. And on the other, you've got the fleeting pleasure of addiction, which leads straight to decay and self-destruction. Salis has made sure Seuss understands both paths. The ball is completely in his court now. And this is where we get to the really tough, really uncomfortable lesson of this whole parable. Salis has done everything a person could possibly do. He's provided the alternative, but he knows he can't force the choice. Because that wouldn't be freedom, would it? That would just be another form of control. So in the end, Seuss looks at Salis. He sees the life he could have. And then he turns away. He turns his gaze back to the rotting food, the flies, the whole mountain of trash, and he makes his choice. I'll stay here. And he says it with full awareness of everything he's giving up. You know, the story draws a really important line in the sand here. The pleasure that Seuss chooses is just a temporary physical sensation. True joy, on the other hand, is defined as something way deeper, something that lasts. It nourishes the soul. Seuss chooses the immediate hit over a lasting state of being. This story leaves us with some pretty hard-hitting lessons. And, okay, a boy choosing to eat garbage is an extreme example, but doesn't this reflect choices we see people make every day? Choosing the fleeting pleasure of doom scrolling on our phones instead of a good night's sleep, or the quick satisfaction of junk food over long-term health? At the end of the day, the real lesson is that freedom isn't about having no bad options, it's about having the power to choose between them. And the most difficult pills to swallow? You can lead someone to freedom, but you can never, ever force them to be free. And so we're left with this final, really difficult question. The story of Salis and Sus is a powerful metaphor for help, for addiction, and for free will. It forces us to ask ourselves, when every single door is opened for someone, who is ultimately responsible if they choose to walk right back into their own prison? It's a question with no easy answers. Thanks for digging into this one with me.